Ric Bucher, should Damian Lillard stay loyal to Portland?
Absolutely, yes, he should stay loyal to Portland. Because before you start telling me that he should go and where he should go, you need to tell me what he's guaranteed to get by leaving. Because I can give you something that he's guaranteed to lose should he leave Portland. He's going to lose being the absolute soul of face of the franchise. He's going to lose potentially being a perennial all-star. He's going to lose being a brand that is based on loyalty. That is everything that Damian Lillard stands for. And if he's going to go someplace, presumably he's going to go someplace to win the one thing that he does not have, which is a championship ring. Well, where is he going to go that he is going to be guaranteed that he is going to win a championship ring? The place does not exist. And meanwhile, wherever he goes, they will not love, appreciate, and cherish him the way that Portland and the Trailblazers devote fans do, because he is theirs. He's one of their own. He grew up there as far as a player. He was their pick. Wherever he goes, he suddenly becomes just another guy who is ring chasing. Damian Lillard has established himself in a multitude of ways as one of the best players in the league without ever going to the NBA Finals, with only going to the Western Conference Finals once. So is a ring really going to change his status? And if it is he guaranteed to get it? Because if he isn't, then he just becomes another one of those guys that didn't think that he was good enough to lead a team to a championship, that he had to go someplace else and needed help in order to get it done. And that is not the Damian Lillard brand. And ultimately, that is what he would lose.
That sounds good. And sentimentally speaking, I would agree with you, Rick. Should Damian Lillard stay sentimentally connected to the Portland Trailblazers? I get that if that's the question. Should Dame Lillard stay loyal to Portland? No. Dame Lillard should stay loyal to Dame Lillard.
Yes.
Dame Lillard needs to do. Dame Dollars, check out the Hulu commercial. Shouts out to Hulu. Like, Dame Dollars, cash. What? You chasing the bag is what you chasing. Ring chasing is a part of it. Chasing all NBA is a part of it. Chasing Hall of Fame is a part of it. Dame Lillard does not lose that if he leaves Portland. To say that Dame Lillard loses his brilliance and his greatness due to location is to diminish what Dame Lillard is, a cold-hearted killer on that hardwood court. That's what Dame Lillard is. And when I think about this, I think about another guy, a few guys that really came to mind that I was like, you know what? They were loyal to their team. They was loyal to the soil and stayed there and kept balling. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to get my game on. One of my favorite players ever. And it kind of, in a lot of ways, reminds me of like how a Dame Lillard is, loyal, tough, about his business, go to work. Kevin Garnett. Everybody was looking at KG like, get out of there, please. Go somewhere where you can win. KG ain't want to do it. He wanted to make it right in Minnesota. He wanted to make them boys. Just like we're talking about Dame Lillard. And you know what? For all the KGs and the Ray Allens that decide to leave and go somewhere else, for the LeBron Jameses that leave and the Chris Boshes that leave and decide to go somewhere else, and the Paul Pierces that leave and decide to go somewhere else, there are a whole bunch of dudes that stayed, and they stayed so long, Karl Malone and John Stockton and Gary Payton. They stayed so long trying to win it and being loyal that by the time they realize, I gotta go try to win a ring for me. I gotta do this for me. Them fans will still be there, and they will still love Dame Lillard if he comes back and visits home. They will still be Dame Lillard fans. You know what a real fan would say about Dame Lillard if he went to somewhere else? Now, the one point that you make is good. Where does he go? I thought the 76ers situation could be a good one for Dame Lillard. Where does he go? That's a great question. But if he goes, and he goes to get a championship, those fans should be cheering and rooting him on because you couldn't put it together. He takes them to the playoffs every year. They go all the time, and they lose. They lose all the time. If he decides before he loses all of that pop and bounce and vigor in his legs and in his body, if he decides he should want to go somewhere else to try to win, there should be no hate. There should be no saying his brand is ruined. There should be saying that his brilliance is gone. It should be Dame Lillard is taking his talents elsewhere in the attempt to try to win somewhere else. I wish I had thought that way because that dang sure took too long for me to come to that conclusion during the good years of my career, J-Mac.
Loyalty is so overrated in the NBA. It is comical. And I also think it's comical that Rick is like, Dame needs guarantees. You know, listen, my parents are watching the show right now. They love when I say this because they would say it to me all the time. There's no guarantees in life, Rick. Death and taxes, that's it. Right. That's it. There's no guarantee that Dame's going to win a championship when he goes to Philly or Boston or wherever. Correct. But, and this is the big but, hard choices, easy life. The hard choice for Dame Lillard is to leave. That's the hard choice, to leave, to say, I got to leave. And like you said, the fans are going to hate him. They're going to go against him. They're going to burn his jersey. We're going to see that crap on social media. That's the hard choice. But Dame Lillard doesn't want to be here 10 years from now, sitting on a TV set with us, chopping it up. Man, I wish I had taken that chance and left. I'll never know if I could have won a championship because we know they're not doing it in Portland. Speaking of loyalty, Rick, what loyalty did Portland show when Dame said, let's get it together? What are we doing in free agency? They went out and got him Tony Snell. That's it. Seriously, Rick, stop. Tony Snell, like the 8th guy in Milwaukee or whatever he played last year. Atlanta, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. That's what you got to get Portland over the top? I mean, this has James Harden vibes written all over it. Remember last year, Harden was like, shucks, man, Russ is gone, coach is gone, GM is gone. What the hell am I doing here? That Will Smith meme where you're looking around the family room and everything's gone. Like, I can see Dame in the first 2 weeks being like, yo, I don't want to battle for the play-in. Get me the hell out of here. Then it gets ugly. The smart move, the hard move, Rick, is to ask out now and just move on. Cut ties. Deflector. Loyalty don't exist in sports, especially not the NBA.
Here it comes.
See, J-Mac, what you're forgetting is that you and I have done a show before, and we've spoken on the radio, and I believe we've even done this show together before. And I'm not mistaken. There was one Giannis Antetokounmpo, and whether he should stay in Milwaukee or he should go someplace else. And you were of the mind that he needed to go someplace else. It was crazy that he would stay in Milwaukee. He's never going to get it done there. It just can't happen for him. Look at what they have and what they don't have. And lo and behold, it happened. And what did Giannis say? Oh, I did it the hard way.
Ooh,
I stayed.
I don't know about
and
that.
And made it happen.
Wait a second.
So
you're comparing Drew Holiday to Tony Snell? Are you out of your mind?
Is not the hard way.
Drew Holiday is the deal.
Portland's like the 7th seed
is the
in the West.
Hard way.
Milwaukee's
That's the way a dude from Oakland ultimately does it. So, no. And yes, there are no guarantees. But there are, well, and I disagree with that. There's a guarantee that if he leaves Portland, that he loses the brand loyalty, that the image of him could have gone, his AAU team, the Oakland Rebels, they were the lesser AAU team in Oakland. He could have gone to the Oakland Soldiers, the big team, the team that LeBron played for, and any number of superstars. No, he stayed with the Oakland Rebels. Weber State was the first school to come after him. Now, he blew up his senior year, and there were other bigger programs that came after him after that. He said, no, you know what? I'm staying with Weber State. Stayed there all 4 years. Could have transferred. So
ain't nobody going to judge him now then. He's been loyal.
Then he is.
Ain't nobody going to judge him now then.
This is the thing, LaVar. Both of you, we've had this we had this with the whole Kyle Shanahan argument. You guys are telling me how it should be. How Kyle Shanahan should appreciate Jimmy G. And how the fans in Portland should appreciate Damian Lillard for what he's done.
Get out,
right?
Dame.
You're telling me how it should be.
Dame.
And I'm telling you how it is. Like, those fans are not going to say, hey, you know what, Dame? Appreciate the help. Thank you for sticking around as long as you did. And now you're going to go to Philly to play with Joel Embiid, and you think you're going to win with Joel Embiid?
So, Rick, is that where Dame Lillard finds his happiness? In the fans of Portland? Because that's a problem if that's where Dame Lillard finds all his happiness in fans in Portland. Like, fans are nice. I get it. You got to find happiness within. And if Damian Lillard's happy losing in the first round, as he's done 4 of the last 5 years, by the way, nothing less
than he's happy with that?
A total false
He's a competitor.
But I'll let it go because LaVar laughed at you. Listen, I'll just say this. You got to find happiness with whatever makes you feel best. And Damian Lillard does not want to lose in the first round. I don't know anybody that does, okay? If Dame Lillard wants to win, he's got to go elsewhere and team up with a star. No disrespect to McCollum and the rest of that roster. They're a play-in team in the West, okay? They're in the Memphis category. Rick, you cannot imagine Portland making a run to the NBA Finals. There's like 0 chance that happens, correct?
Not as of right now, no. But here's the thing. The Portland Trail Blazers have one of the highest payrolls in the league. It's not for want of trying. It's not the Minnesota Timberwolves and Kevin Garnett. They had no money, and they were never changing up that team.
That makes it worse.
The Portland Trail Blazers continue. What?
That makes it worse. You say it's the highest payroll? They're trying to win in Portland?
Yes. Yeah.
Then leave, Dave.
They're trying.
Leave. They paid all the good money, and they still
can't get it. I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to do this.
Do it.
One of the reasons why the Portland Trail Blazers have not competed for a championship
it's coaching.
Is because of Damian Lillard.
Oh.
Damian Lillard isn't Kevin Garnett. Damian Lillard is not a two-way player. He is a great closer. He is, many people consider him on the level of Steph Curry as far as a closer, as a shooter, as a leader, as an offensive weapon.
So he's being overvalued.
Much like Steph
Stay
Curry,
there because you're being overvalued.
He needs to have the right pieces around him in order to win a ring. And so part of the equation is that Damian Lillard is not LeBron James. He's not Kawhi Leonard.
He's not
one of those guys.
Stop comparing him to those guys.
So part of the responsibility is on Damian Lillard. And he found that out on Team USA this past summer, playing with Kevin Durant and all those stars. And what happened? Drew Holiday and Kevin Durant and those guys became the guys that carried them there because Damian Lillard, because of his size,
you just made the point
That's part of the
even
equation.
better. You ain't good enough to win a championship by yourself, Dame. Get out. Go find a bigger star.
But he's,
one or two.
But he's seen as a guy who could. So you want to get rid of that perception that he's on Steph Curry's level.
Man,
you want me to say, you know what? Everybody being with the Blazers as the face of the franchise, as the leader, as the guy who's every bit as good as Steph Curry, and if you put me with that team, I'd be winning championships too, which I actually believe is true. He has that image. Now, instead, you want him to go to Philadelphia, where now he's not the face of the franchise, or at best, he splits it with Joel Embiid.
Somebody turn the music on.
He splits the endorsements with Joel Embiid, and he still doesn't win a championship. Now, what do you have?
What take?